is Mr. Nestor Flor, your teacher in mathematics. Today, we're going to discuss topic in set theory. So listen carefully. So I'm going to discuss how are we going to solve this kind of mathematical problems. So listen carefully and let's start. Let's begin our discussion for today on the subset. What can you say about a subset, or what is a subset? When you say a subset, so we're going to compare two sets. So when you say if a set is a subset of a particular set, so the elements that we're going to compare should be on the following set, on the set that we're going to dealing with. Let's say, for example, in let number 1. So is A subset of M? Okay. So the answer here is yes. Why? Why yes? Because all the elements in A can be found on the elements is on M. So take note that 2, 3, 4, the elements of A can be found in set M, which is 2, 3, and 4. So that's why A is a subset of M. What about number 2? So is B a subset of M? So let us look at the elements contained, or the contained elements in B. So these are 3, 4, and 5. Is 3, 4, and 5 can be found in set M? So that is yes. So therefore B is a subset of M. So that is yes. What about number 3? Is D a subset of M? So let us look at the elements found in D. So that's 7, 8, 9. Can you find 7, 8, 9 in M? In set M? So there is no such element as 7, 8, 9 in M. So therefore, D is not a subset of M. So therefore, we're going to denote a line like that. So that it means that D is not a subset of M. Next, number 4. Is E subset of M? So again, let us look at the elements can be found in A. The elements in E is 4, 5, and 6. So is there an element that can be found in M which is 4, 5, and 6? It's only 4 and 5. So therefore, to make E as a subset of M, it should be the elements that can be found in E can be found in set M. So dapat lahat ng elements na nandito nandoon sa M. So therefore, E, although there are two elements belong to M or that is identical to M, still is not a subset of M. Okay? So can we get that idea? So pag sinabi nating subset, kinakailangan lahat ng elements na kino-confirm natin nandoon sa elements sa set na kinukumpara natin. So kapag may kulang doon na isa o anuman, so hindi natin masabing subset yun. So to be a subset, can be or the elements that can be found in a particular set should be on the other set that we're going to compare. All the elements. Now let us discuss these particular terms that we are going to use in these lessons. Equal set, equivalent set, cardinality of set, and null set. What is an equal set? When I say equal set, it means that all the elements that can be found in a set can be found in the other set. Let's say here, set A and set B are called equal set. They are equal set. They are equal because the numbers or the elements that can be found in A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in elements in B, it's 5, 3, 2, 4, 1. So, nirambol lang yung mga elements na nandoon sa B, which is actually, if we're going to arrange, it is the same as A. So, these are what we call equal set. Equal set. Okay. Now, what about equivalent set? How can we differentiate equal set from equivalent set? Let's say we have here set D. And set D contains A, B, C, D, and E. Now, so again, we're dealing with equivalent set. So we can say that set A, set B, and set D are equivalent set. They are equivalent set. Okay. Again, when we say equivalent set, we are only dealing the numbers of set or the numbers of elements in a particular set. So A contains 5 elements, B contains 5 elements, and D contains 5 elements. So therefore, set A, set B, and set D are equivalent set. But not equivalent set are equal set. They're not to be as equal set. So equal set can be an equivalent set. But not all equal set can be an equivalent set. Or in vice versa. Okay, what else? What is cardinality of set? When we say cardinality of set, we are only dealing the number of elements that can be found in a particular set. Set A here contains how many elements? 5. B here contains 5. Then C or D here contains 5. So cardinality of set means we are only dealing with the number of elements in a particular set. So that is the cardinality of set. What about null set? Null set actually is an empty set. It's just the same. It's synonymous yan. When you say null set, these are sets that not contains any number of elements. Like for example, in letter C. Letter C here is a null set because it is a set that contains nothing or a set that doesn't have any elements. Okay? So that is. Now, what if I ask you, can we find the subset of X in a particular given? Set X contains the elements A, B, and C. So what are the subset of X? Okay. So to find the subset of X, we're going to write down those subsets. Let's say here, it is set A. Set A contains A, B, and C. So here, set A is a subset of X. What else? B contains the elements A, B. Again, B is a subset of X. What about C? Set C contains A and C. Okay, so set C is a subset of X. What about D? What else? What are the sets? Set A set D contains letter A. So element A, a unison. When we say unison, these are set that contains one element. So still D is a subset of X. What about E? Okay, B. Okay, set E contains the element B. Again, E is a subset of X. What about this one? C. Okay. F here is a subset of X again because it contains the element C. What else? What else? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So A, B, C. So B and C. Okay. So set G contains elements B and C. Again, this is a subset of X because it contains B and C that can be found in X. What will be the last? What do you think will be the last set that is a subset of X? Yes, a null set. Okay. Okay. Yes. Take note, This is the you should remember this. A subset or an empty set is a subset of any set. So ibig sabihin, lahat ng set na empty is a subset ng lahat ng set. Else, a set is a subset of itself. Like this one in letter A, pareho ng elements. So a set is a subset of itself. Okay, what else? A unison set contains a set that contains one element is a subset of a particular set. So titingnan natin, lahat ng mga elements na pinagbabanggit ko dito, matatagpuan natin doon sa set X, maliban dito sa null set. Because sabi nga natin, an empty set or a null set is a subset of every set. So remember, did you notice paano kinukuha yung number of set? O kung ilan? So here, set X contains 3 elements. Diba? That's element A, B, and C. Tapos ilan ang kanyang subset? It contains 8 subset. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, can you identify or can you notice ilan lahat? Sa tingin niyo, let's say maglalagay ako dito ng set Y. Set Y contains 2 elements, that is 1 and 2. Ilan kaya ang subset niya? It contains 4 subset, di ba? Kasi subset 1, 2. Yan. Let's say, tapos ano pa isa? 1, 2, and null set. Okay. So, kung titingnan natin, if we're going to study, so to find a subset of a set, we're going to follow the formula 2 to the n. Yan, 2 to the n. Where n here, n is the number of elements. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, kung ilan yung number ng elements, we're going to use the equation or the formula 2 to the n, and we can define that how many set or how many subsets that we have. Let's say we have here set n contains the elements E, F, G, H. Okay. Can we found or can we say how many subset does set n have? Containing 4 elements. So we're going to use 2 to the 4, and 2 to the 4 is, this is 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2 is 16. So without jotting down all the subset that we know here, so we can say that set n that contains 4 elements has 16 subsets.